Hey YouTube, Siren James here. It's that day. The day I've been waiting for at least 2 weeks. Um, I'm gonna go over the specs of my new gaming rig, and then I will show it to you, as best I can. Um, and all right. So the case is a Thermaltake View 71 case, and all in all, it has been a good case. There were some small, minor glitches for what the case offered, and I can go into that. Um, the water system, I didn't do an unboxing of that. I did an unboxing of all the parts on my other videos. But real quick, Thermaltake View 71. I got an EK WG full water custom loop, 6 things of PETG piping. One of them got ruined because it was our first time bending tubing. Uh, 17 green compression fittings. I used all but 2 of them. And these are not the elbow ones, these are just the actual fittings themselves. I have a Corsair HX1000i PSU. The graphics card is an MSI GTX 1080 Ti Aero, so the blower style, which is not blower anymore, of course. The motherboard is an MSI, Z370 Gaming 5 motherboard. The RAM sticks are 3000 megahertz G-Skill RGB Trident Zs, 32 gigabytes of RAM. The CPU is an Intel 8700K unlocked Coffee Lake Core i7 CPU. Comes with three 140 millimeter Thermaltake ring fans. I have 6 140 millimeter 3000 RPM Vader fans and 3 120 millimeter Vader 320 millimeter Vader fans. All of those are 3000 RPM. The ring fan, this goes up to I think 1500. So do not use those on your radiators if you want to keep them cool. Anyway, and for what you guys wanted, here is the build. As you can see, the cable management in the case is much better. I can't get rid of this. That's the power thing. It won't really bend or anything. The cables, the red ones you see back there, are just the cables for the fan, the 3 fans, doing a push-pull configuration up here. 140 millimeter fans, 3 of them, and then another 3 140 millimeter fans up here. This top right here can be taken off, and you can actually get the fans up there. The custom tubing was PETG tubing. There was no there was no bubbles or ripples or anything on the bends. We used one of the tubings for a test because we never done it. This is my drain tube when I need to drain the system and redo it. RAM sticks up there. I wanted to keep them green, but then I saw that they actually change really cool colors. I'm going to keep them that, and everything else is going to be the theme of green. Tempered glass case, so you want to make sure that if you get this, make sure this thing's going to be heavy, okay? The EK, I think it's Evo, no, the Evo's up there. That's the Evo Gold one. This is the Revo reservoir and pump combo. Now the cables come in there, if you can see in there, but other than that, the piping is just where it is. I didn't buy any fittings, the angled fittings, which is my mistake, but we just had the sleek piping that goes around, and then the piping for the graphics card. I thought maybe we could fit it in the front, which would have been okay, which would have been kind of cool to see the fittings come up and do that. Sorry, not the fittings, the tubing. But the tubing is in the back. Goes in and out. Now this is hard tubing. This is my first time doing a hard tubing custom loop like this, and yeah. The cable management in the back, if you can see it. Let's see if you can. All pretty much standard cable management. Again, those red wires are going to be tucked in there um, to make it. Oh my gosh, I didn't take the peeling sticker stuff off. Oops. Haha, I didn't take that off. The red wires over here are going to be tucked in and going to be hidden more than they are now. They're just out so I know where to plug them in. And that is where my 3 Thermaltake ring fans are plugged in, which in turn is plugged into to the actual PC. Okay, now issues on the case. Uh, Now the case instruction manuals online says that this can support 420 millimeter radiator on the top, 420 millimeter radiator on the side, and a 420 millimeter radiator on the side there and on the front. The problem is I bought two 420 millimeter radiators and two of them will not fit in this case, and I will repeat that for you. Two of them will not fit in this case. So I had to send back the $120, $110 EK 420 CE, I think it was, radiator. Kept the 3 Vader fans I bought for the radiator, and that's how I'm doing the push-pull system. And I had to go and buy not only a 360 millimeter radiator, but I had to buy 3 120 millimeter radar fans to pull the air inside. To be able to get the system going. Okay, so if you're going to buy this case, understand that even though it says that this will support two, or it'll support 420 millimeter radiator fans, that means one, not two. Is this overkill for radiator stuff? Probably. I'm willing to bet it probably is, and that's okay. But I wanted to go all out on this build, and some of you may say, well, you didn't SLI 2. As you can see, green is my favorite color. Well, you didn't SLI GTX 1080s. I bought that GTX 1080 the first 2 weeks in January, off of Newegg, brand new, in the box, wrap sealed, whatever you call that wrap shit. And the graphics card was $816. That includes 1 day shipping. Now, some of you may say, well, that's impossible. No, it's not. I just kept pressing the refresh button, and eventually I found that one. I tried to buy an MSI Gaming 11G or whatever, but after I made that purchase, because it came up for sale for a good minute or two, 3, they canceled the order, and then I tried it again, and then I ordered the wrong water block completely, because I ordered the water block that was compatible with that graphics card and not this one. And then I ordered the new one while I was still trying to get the other one canceled, and I didn't order the water block for the MSI GTX 1080 Ti Aero overclocked edition until I knew it said shipped. And as soon as it said shipped, I ordered the water block. Everything got here in a timely manner. Thank you, EK, for your wonderful products. Thank you for sending me everything. Thank you for understanding that I bought the wrong radiator and willing to give me my money back for that. I didn't buy the wrong radiator. I bought 2 big ones thinking that they were both going to fit in my case. The case is not compatible, which blows. Thank you for that. I will say though, the only issue I have is I want more of a UV type thing. So I think the next build I do after this one kicks the bucket will probably be a more of a UV RGB build. So in closing with that, everybody, I want you to don't take this lightly. This rig originally was $2,600 when I started this, and I actually had to up everything with it, not counting the components. The components are one price. Mainly the the custom water loop. You have to buy more tubing than you need in case you screw up. You got to buy a heat gun on top of everything, which is $40. If you don't buy angled fittings, then you're going to have a harder time bending the tubing. That was the main issue that we had, was bending all the tubing for the system. I mean, there's some really crazy ass bends. I mean, at least this is. I've seen more crazier bends where people do like swirls and stuff in it, like a freaking curly fry. But they were not easy, and getting everything to line up. And basically, my friend, who I'm very grateful for, from my guild in Final Fantasy, came up here and helped me build this thing. He basically took charge with the tubing, and I helped a little, and he eyeballed most of it, and made sure it all fit. Then we got all the fittings on and got the whole system running. And here it is. For those of you wondering about Final Fantasy XIV, current GPU temperature is 41 degrees Celsius with everything in the game completely maxed out while I'm making this video. Also, while making this video, my CPU is at currently 64 degrees Celsius. Now, some of you are like, what? The reason for that is twofold, and I'm going to go into that real quick right here for you guys. Okay, MSI Afterburner has me at this graphics card running at 2025 megahertz, and total, sorry, GPU clock 2025 megahertz, and memory clock is 5556 megahertz, and it has been running stable, currently at 40 degrees, and I will show you that now on my screen. So the GPU is running a little warm for Final Fantasy, running at 40 degrees Celsius, stable. And the GPU is what is running the hottest in the whole system. Currently at 60 degrees Celsius. Now, if I do a bunch of other crap, then that's a little bit different story. And the current reason for that, and I will bring up the Intel Extreme Tuning utility. What the hell is... Oh, that's... empty recycle bin. Okay. Currently, where is it? There you are, Mr. Thingamabob. Current, as of right now, current processing frequency is at 4.42 gigahertz. Wait a minute. That probably is wrong. Warning, I agree. Sorry, I said this wrong. The frequency is 4.7 gigahertz. I do not want to push it more than that. Currently running at 61 Celsius, so I don't want to increase that even more. And some of you may be asking about things about it. Turbo boost max power is, I don't know what that is. Trying to find you guys the voltage on things. Of course, that's in the BIOS, and I can't really ask. I can't really get into the BIOS and be making a video. Everything seems to be doing well. Let's see, my 6 active cores are at 4.73. Total watts is 72. And so yeah, we're doing good. As I said, it is really hot in here. Up here, it would be a lot better if it wasn't so freaking melting your brain hot. And so this is my new streaming PC. I've not tried to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time like I did with my older rig because I didn't need to. I don't want to go into that right now. I probably will soon before everything goes better. But I would let you have one more look at the most beautiful PC I've ever owned. And there it is. Oh, that is my drain port there. It just comes out, little green fittings on it. It looks pretty interesting. I have not taken these EK stickers off. I know I'm going to take them off soon. Oh my gosh, I didn't even take the sticker off my CPU block there. Jeez. You can actually see the water going through there. Beautiful way of... that's just a beautiful turn there. The back one there, I don't know why we kind of did it this way. It was kind of funky. What we should have done is we should have just taken this one here out of the coming out, which is kind of funky. This is out, this is in, so we had to run the tubing all the way behind there, all the way up and through over. You can see where it comes in, and then it goes out, and we kind of went all the way to the back, which doesn't really make that much sense if we went in here, but it doesn't really matter. And it came out, goes in, and goes straight up to the second radiator that you can't really see because I need more green lights over here. Goes into the radiator, out of the radiator, comes down, and in back into the pump. That is running with no vortexing or any issues. Is running at full maximum speed and running very well. And then there's that little portion there, and then there's my drain tube. Really common loop. What I was going to do. A little bit different than the loop that I was actually considering. What I was considering is going from pump to radiator, out of the radiator into the graphics card, out of the graphics card into the second radiator, out of the second radiator into the CPU block, out of the CPU block, and back into the pump. That's what I was going to consider doing, but we actually changed the loop a little bit to where it's now, in case you didn't know, pump, graphics card, out of the graphics card, into the 420 millimeter radiator, out of the 420 millimeter radiator, into the CPU block, out of the CPU block, into the 360 radiator, out of the 360 radiator, and back into the pump. Now, is this overkill for a water-cooled system with just running one graphics card and one CPU at a moderately high overclock? Probably, but I like it. Understand also the green LEDs, if I didn't mention it, the green LEDs on the water block for EK and the little green LEDs here do not come with it. You have to buy those separately. Same for the ones up there. There's 2 on this and 2 on this. This is the GTX 1080 Ti FT or something, and that is the Evo Gold edition. So there's gold in there, which is awesome. I like it, even though I can't tell anymore because it's green. Yeah, this is let's see, Supremacy Evo. Supremacy Evo on the side there. Anyway, questions, comments, concerns, let me know what you think. This is probably the most expensive PC I've ever owned. So total cost in all PC, 816 for the graphics card, 200 for the, no, 240 for the PSU, 200 for the motherboard. Also, motherboard will not have enough USB 2.0 connections on it, on the motherboard, the USB 2.0 thing, pins. If you get this motherboard and you have too many USB 2 plugs that go onto the motherboard, I don't know what the proper name, you will not be able to use the Corsair link. Okay. Oh, that's right. I have a, in here I also have a small, that was given to me by MSI with the purchase of the motherboard, a small PCI Express 1.0 slot wireless card. I had too many things and not enough ports. So I have the wireless card plug in. The Corsair is not plugged in because I don't have enough ports for the Corsair link. Anyway, $200 for the Corsair link, $200 for the case, $200 for the CPU. Not CPU. Oh my God, the fucking motherboard. So 200, 200, 200, 816 for the graphics card, 340 for the CPU, and then I already had the HDDs. The one HDD, which is on the which has the EK logo actually off it, is that green thing right there. That is a Samsung Samsung 960 Pro M.2 drive. I did download the drivers after that. I don't know what its speed is running at. I did buy that heatsink from EK. It is kind of, well, no, it looks cool and it does work. It was, at first, it was kind of hard to get on, but once the instructions are kind of hard to read to figure it out, but it's all fine now. Anyway, other than that, so that's the system. Oh, $470 for the 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. So that's the whole system. 200, 200, 380, 816, 479. That's each of those are different prices for the things. The water one, the water loop with the 2 radiators. Now this system and the configurator on EK, I'm gonna end this soon. I promise. was 600-700 bucks. I wanted another water loop, or sorry, another radiator in there because I'm just like anal. I want my shit to be cold. So, with that said, total cost of the loop $980. So, I mean, it was almost a grand for just the custom loops. That includes all the fittings, the the ball valve, everything else. It included all the piping. That included the radiators, all of the fans, the six 3140s and the three 3120 fans. Um, and then you're looking at like two grand maybe give or take for the actual system itself. If you're gonna make a custom water loop, you could probably do it for cheaper. Probably do it with less bends. If you buy the fittings, you could, and you didn't have two radiators, you could probably do all that for cheaper. I understand. I wanted this. All right. Thank you for watching. I know that was kind of a big video. This is a big deal for me. This is my new gaming slash streaming rig. I'm going to let you guys know how it streams soon. And if you catch me streaming, understand I'm here when I can be. Thank you to the EK again for your awesome parts. Thank you, MSI, for your awesome parts. Corsair, I have all your Corsair shit. You know, headset, keyboard, mouse pad. G-Skill, I've always been a G-Skill fan. I've never had any other, I never used any other RAM. Always has been G-Skill. And Thermaltake, I got your level 10 GT Snow, and now I have this. My gripe only with this case, Thermaltake, is you need to specify on your website that that case only can fit one 420 millimeter radiator, not two. One. You say can support up to one 420 millimeter, 420 millimeter radiator, and a 360 or a 280 or whatever. You know, just say your cases are compatible with one, and that would be great. Because I had to spend an extra 120 bucks for another 360 with different types of fans. And then I had to send the one radiator back. I did get 3 extra fans that I didn't need for the push-pull configuration, but oh well. Alright guys, see you on the flip side. Thank you very much for watching. Questions, comments, concerned in the thing below. And follow on the, not follow, subscribe on there.